Great. Okay, great. So, and I'll make sure that I get you a copy of this as well. So this
Okay.
way you will have the information. I'm so glad you see the benefit of the recording
Mhm.
because it is really great when you have so much information going on and you're hearing it, and then you go back and you listen to it and then it's like, oh yeah, that's what she said. So, all right, Shirley, how can I help
Yes.
you?
So I'm at like a transition point, which is why I wanted to have this meeting. Also, it's October
Hmm.
and it's near Halloween. So I was like,
Yes.
tis the season.
Tis the season.
And yeah, so I wanted to do that. And yeah, so I'm at like a transition point in my life and I feel like called. So one of my to like change things
Sure.
and things are changing and so much has changed.
Yeah.
So I've lived in New York for a really long time now,
Hmm.
ever since I was born. So I was born and raised here in the East Coast, and I do feel like a strong urge in calling to leave for
Okay.
like the first time in my life. So I want to know, like um that direction and calling. Hope I know that's a little vague, but yeah.
Okay. So let me look into if you were to leave, what could potentially or possibly happen. Now remember, these are potentials and
Hmm.
possibilities, right? So nothing I say is ever set in stone. You choose your own experience here. But let's take a look. If it's a calling, first of all, you can typically trust it.
Hmm.
Okay, so I did get the fertility card with you. So that's two things. It usually means two things. One, in its most literal sense, it comes up as a warning, a heads up,
Hmm.
buttercup, that if you are not ready to get pregnant, you should make sure you are using protection if you are in a sexual relationship. Okay, so just on its most literal level, heads up, buttercup. Okay. Second of all, when we're talking, if I'm going to apply this towards you specifically leaving New York and moving, I'm getting two really great cards of money and work. Okay. So I, and again, it doesn't matter what I think. This has to resonate with you. It has to sit
Hmm.
right in your body, right? Because I would be very arrogant to tell you what to do. You have your choices. But it does feel like if you wanted to expand or grow your financial basis or career opportunities, you would have a better chance doing that out of New York. Okay. So the calling that you could be having is this inner desire because your higher self, the capital U, capital Y of you, knows something more than the lowercase u. Okay. The lowercase y of the word you. So that's why it is important to follow these callings, right? Because our higher selves know more about us than we do. So the fact that it's fertile, the fact that there's money ahead of you, I like that. I will tell you that if you do make this choice and you do go there, I don't want you to get discouraged because at first it's almost like a train going uphill, right? It might be a little slow and it might feel like your expectation is not being met. So the first thing I would say is drop the expectation, go with the calling, but drop the expectation of what it's supposed to look like or what your experience is supposed to be when you make this change. Okay. Because there's a period of really not much happening according to your definition of what's supposed to happen. But you can alter that. Okay. And it can actually move faster if you just lean into and accept the present now moment of where you are out of New York. Does this make sense to you? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
I completely understand. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the opportunity for you to move out of New York. So I think that's why you're having the calling to do that because there's money and career opportunities for you out there or,
Hmm.
away from New York. So that's the first bit of information that I get for you in regards to that. So now, do you have a more specific question that you'd like to know while we're on this topic before we go to another topic? Because I like to go topic by topic.
Mm-hmm. Um, Not really, because I
Okay.
feel like I think I know where I need to go in that regards.
Okay.
Because yeah, I do have a plan kind
Well,
of in
good.
place and
Good.
following that
Perfect.
forward. So I do plan on traveling first before I make
Oh,
any
that's
sudden,
perfect. I
yeah.
don't know if you have on your travel plan Sedona, Arizona, but that is coming up. So that
Hmm.
might be a place for you to check out. I'm not saying you need to move there, but that should be a place that you check out. It's coming up. So I'm just going to give
Okay.
you that information in your travel plans.
Okay. Um, let's see. Oh yeah. And so in the current job I'm in
Mhm.
right now, I'm not necessarily sure if there is like a lot of momentum for me to build up where I currently am. So I want to see like the direction in which my job is going as of right now,
Mhm.
because there is like a lot of like confusion and chaos that I don't.
Yeah, sure. What is it for time's sake? What is it that you do for a living, or like what are you
Um,
doing right now in terms of your job?
so in terms of my job right now, I'm an operations associate.
Mhm.
So I do run operations at an e-commerce business, and
Mhm.
then my main career is also particularly writing as well. So I juggle those two.
Okay, so so you have two income streams.
Yeah, I don't make
One,
as much as because I do write novels, so that is usually slow, but I
mhm.
still do make income based on that.
Okay, so I need more clarity on the question
Hmm.
because you're asking about your career.
Oh yes, yeah.
So because you have two income streams. So
Hmm.
it's a very confusing question, so I can't get
Hmm.
you an answer. So what is it exactly that you want to
Okay,
know?
so in the operations associate job,
Mhm.
will there be momentum? I do feel like there's like a stop or like a block there.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Now, is this for you to go into management? Are you looking to get more
yes,
into the manager side? So right now
I
you're
do.
not on the man. Okay. Because I feel like there is going to be opportunity for you to get in the management side, but it's
Hmm.
almost like this is going to be sounding, this could not sound so cool. So it could
Hmm.
sound weird. Is somebody else has to leave or get fired in order for that to happen? So I think that's what's
Yeah.
happening is why you're feeling like stuck because it's almost like you're sitting and waiting for somebody else to kind of like kick it. And I don't mean die. I mean like get booted out, right? So that's
Yeah.
why you're feeling like this momentum. I feel like there's look, if you decide, if you
Hmm.
choose to stay doing what you're doing, yes, there is opportunity for you to get into management.
Hmm.
Where it feels like you would actually earn more money because right now it feels like the writing is just not paying off right now. Um, but you shouldn't stop the writing just because you're not
Yeah.
getting paid right now, right? Just want to
Hmm.
make that clear.
Yeah.
Um, but the chaos that I mean, it's coming from the top. You're not making it up. Nobody's organized. People
No.
don't know what the hell is going on. I feel like you're probably should be running the company because you're very buttoned up and tight and like you know what is going on, right?
Yeah.
So you should be running the company, really. But we'll keep on between you and me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but there is again, there's this thing about expectation with you. There's like, and that's where I feel like you get really disappointed in life, and that's where disappointment in this is coming too. It's like you want to move forward, but you can't. It's circumstantial. It has nothing to do with you. But you have a tendency to make things personal, and then from there, you are having expectations, which is really a type of control. So some might call you a control freak. I don't know if that's an appropriate term. You would have to be the
Hmm.
one to decipher that or discern that. But you keep what feels like it feels like in life, just generally speaking, you're moving forward, and then all of a sudden you come to like bonk, right? You like get hit by being stuck because your expectations are not being met. You have to learn to let go of things and just let things happen. Like for you, it's hard to let stories unfold and to let situations just unfold. So, and that's what you're experiencing on many levels. I do feel like you can, if you can just wait this out, sit tight, stop having an expectation, or stop telling yourself, well, the next month I'll know more information, or 3 months from now. There's some sort of a countdown going on. You understand that? You're like,
Yeah.
it's you trying to control the situation, but you can't, and you're not going to. So you might as well just lean into the fact that, okay, I've got a job right now. A lot of people don't. You know, I've got an income stream right now. A lot of people don't. So you need to learn how to change this situation that you're in into a blessing. You're blessed.
Amen.
It's a frame of
Yeah.
mind, right? It's and you're coming from this place of trying to control things and trying to play God in that manner, and that's just not the way it is. So for you, it's a mindset shift. It'll make things just be so much easier, and you won't have a tendency, because like it could be like you self-sabotage yourself in situations too, because your expectations are not being met. So you got to find some sort of control, and you make decisions that aren't necessarily in your best, in your best interest. So just hang tight. I think there is opportunity for you to move up into management. I don't think you're going to be where you are forever, but switch your mind frame and just be like, you know what, I'm blessed that I have this job. I'm grateful that I can pay for clothes and I can pay my bills and I can do this, because a lot of people can't right now. I'm grateful I'm healthy enough to work.
Yeah.
So it's a small shift, but it has big outcomes. So that's how you'll be able to sort of manage the in the meantime, in between time. I understand and I get that it's not pleasant to be in that chaos, though, because you are sensitive, so it's hard for you. I get it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to gloss over that. But what they're saying, when I say they, it's your guides talking to my guides. What they're saying is that you need to find more things to do in your life to have fun. You're not having enough fun in your life. So it's like you're a bit out of balance there. And if you can do that, where you have more of the frequency and the energy of joy, it has like a ripple effect, just like everything else has a ripple effect. Energy influences energy, and it'll make the chaos just kind of go faster. Like you won't have to deal with it as much if you're having more fun in life, or you're experiencing some joy, is what they're saying. So excuse me, it's probably a good idea for you to, maybe when you're not working and you're not writing, because obviously you enjoy writing because you're doing it and not getting paid,
Yeah.
yet, find something else in addition that you enjoy doing, and you'll start to notice that it's not so hard to be in the environment at work.
I understand.
Yeah. So on this topic of career or work or anything like that, do you have any other questions that I can look into for you?
That was my primary job question.
Okay.
Because yeah, I think my next question would be in terms of my dating life, because it's not that I've given up. It's just that is also I think I've had a string of repeated this weird cycle. And I'm not sure if I'm capable of a committed relationship, or if it's circumstantial, because I just can't. Nothing sticks at the moment.
Okay, let me look in a relationship for you. Let's see what's going on with Shirley in relationship. Well, it's interesting because you have the capability of conjuring one up whenever you need to. So it's like when
Hmm.
you're ready, it's not a problem. It's just right now, I don't think the word is given up. I think the word is resigned for right now.
Yeah.
But it's no mistake. So those string of experiences, let's say,
Hmm.
were happening to force you to be in this place where you don't want to date, because it is time for you to take a look at how you attach to people, places, things, and circumstances. So there's no mistake that you actually said the word circumstantial. So they're talking about these patterns that you have in terms of dating. Now, you have no problem drawing in. Do you date men or women?
Both.
Okay. But it feels like masculine energy. So there's like this preference of a very strong woman, or, a man who has masculine energy, because men can have feminine energy too.
Hmm. That's
Because
accurate.
energy is energy. It's not sexual identity or gender, right?
Hmm.
So you have a tendency to attract masculine energy. Beautiful, wonderful. The problem happens when you're also in your masculine energy.
Hmm.
When you have two masculine energies, masculine energy is very initiatory, can be aggressive, doesn't have to be, but can be aggressive, initiatory. Think the word do, right? So it's action oriented, right? So if you have a tendency to bring in those types of energies in men or women, and you're constantly doing, you have energy that conflicts, because masculine energy and feminine energy are polarities or difference. And when they're different, when energy is different, there's no problem. They can actually work together. When energy is the same, it's hard for them to work together, right? So
Hmm.
feminine energy is just really flat and boring, where masculine energy uh, can be like explosive, and it can be aggressive, power plays, and all of that. So you have to understand, and again, this has a lot to do with your attachments, right? And how you are with people, places, things, circumstances, because you're operating from your masculine side and you're bringing in masculine energy. They don't attract. They
Hmm.
repel. They repel. So that's a pattern, and that's a problem that you have in the dating. So that's a block why that's what's going on there. So you're probably the one that plans the dates. You're probably the one that takes, that offers the money, all of those things, right? Um, so it's just a matter of learning how to be more feminine and operating from your feminine energy. And everybody has both energies. Feminine energy is about receiving. It's about creativity, right? You're already writing,
Hmm.
so you're using that part. But the hard thing about feminine energy is going with the flow. It's just very hippity dippity, like la 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 la, feminine energy, which
Hmm.
is a person who has anxiety is not operating from that place, right? And to be able to receive, right?
Hmm.
Think of just in general genitalia. You have the female and then you have a male, right? The male
Hmm.
penetrates the female, the male does the action, the female receives it. Yes. So think
Yes.
of it that way. So the people that you're bringing in, they want to do the things. It's hard for you to just be. Does that make sense? So you
Hmm.
have to learn how to step into your feminine energy to receive it. And then you'll notice that the patterns are breaking, because basically you're taking too much charge of relationships.
Yeah, I see that.
And so you're
Hmm.
not allowing the flow of the energy to kind of happen there. So but you have no problem drawing in, which is awesome. So that's why they want you to be alone right now, so that you can do some internal CSI to figure out, why is it that I operate this way? Because once you know why something, then you can take action to heal it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to really learn why you operate the way you do in relationship. And then basically, in a nutshell, do the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can have a healthier relationship, and one in which you feel emotionally safe to express yourself, and they do also, because it's a lot easier for you to just take off, or to like push and kind of prod, and which causes trouble.
Yeah.
So there's some power play issues there, control issues that are going on. And of course, I say we, because I'm in the same boat as you, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
When we have anxiety, it's all about trying to gain control so we feel safe, because we need to know an outcome or result. So really, when it comes to dating for somebody who has a lot of anxiety, it's about collecting data and gathering information. So you have the clarity, instead of just jumping forward in just fully into it, then learning and then going, forget this, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to slow down, and you got to learn information and collect data, gather that information, and make decisions as you go along, instead of just throw yourself fully into this and then go, nope, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you
I
got to
do that a lot.
slow down, gather information. Okay. So that's what's going on. That's why you've had this string of like these kinds of experiences, so that you can really sit and take note of that, because there's beautiful relationships for you in the future. It's just, you have to learn how to get better with your own relationship to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Do you have any, on the topic of relationship, is there anything else that I can help you out with?
Um, yeah, what I don't really understand like why my friendships are so that's like a cyclical cycle in a sense, with my friendships kind of being in that like on again, off again. People are
Mm.
there, not really.
You're experiencing it from their end, or you're doing that?
Um, I'm sure it goes both ways.
Okay. Again,
Yeah.
that has to do with like, well, the lowest common denominator is going to be you,
Mm,
right? So if you're the one, come here, go away, you're not feeling emotionally safe in any kind of relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic. Um, Again, comes up this alone card. So you might have issues of rejection or abandonment. And so it's easier for you to push someone away, uh, so that you don't have to get hurt. That's what they're saying. Do you
mm,
understand this? So, and
yeah.
again, they're piggybacking on the whole expectation thing. So you have expectations of how people should be in relationship, platonic or romantic, right? And they're not like that. So there's an inner struggle that happens, because you try to make them more like you, but they're not you. They don't think like you. And so there's that letdown yet again. And because of that, there's this back forth, back forth, back
Mm-hmm.
forth, because it's easier for you to just not get hurt. So I'm just going to do whatever I can to not get hurt.
Mm,
Now, again, the only reason why I'm bringing this up to you is because you're the one who has the session, who booked the session with me. If your other friends were here, I could,
yeah.
talk to them, but you're also the lowest common denominator in all of these, right? So issues of abandonment are legit,
Mm-hmm.
because we will self-sabotage. And when we want to have some sort of control and we try and win people over, And then we realize that we get disappointed because they didn't meet our expectations and we push them away. It is this push, pull because we don't want to get hurt. So we're going to show up when it feels good for us and when it's really great and we know what's happening. But oh my God, they're not treating us the same way and they should be. Bye, I'm out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So that's what's
Completely.
happening in friendship and relationship. Everything around us is a mirror to how we are on the inside. So if you're noticing that you don't like something going on around you, it is just an opportunity to heal that part of you. So it probably behoove you to work on your abandonment issues. Right? And that's what this time is for. Right? And again, it shows up in friendship and relationship. Anytime you're relating to a person, place, thing, or circumstance, it's an attachment. If you want to look up attachment theory and learn a little bit about that, you can go ahead and you can Google that and you'll learn about that. But yeah, you're not broken. You just need to know how you operate, why you operate, and what you can do to change that operating system.
Yeah, I actually took an attachment quiz with my friend, and I came up as avoidant attachment.
Yep.
And that.
Sure, that's the abandonment. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 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 I'm actually both. So I hear you on that one, which can actually be worse. and I don't want to compare because like yours is your truth and it's real and it's authentic and mine is too. But when you have no idea what the hell, either way, it's not healthy. And so it's interesting who you would be drawing in terms of friends too, and what their attachments are and their operating system and how it's all being brought together. Like, how is it all coming together? Right.
Yeah.
And just understand and know energy influences energy.
Absolutely.
The higher the vibration will actually entrain and take over the lower vibration. So that's why sometimes we're drawn to people with really big, strong energies because we're like, I want that, right? And they draw us in. So, it's fascinating how it all works. It's all science. But there is spirituality attached to it, which is lovely. So, you're just in this place right now. You're absolutely right where you're in transition, which I actually think is a PowerPoint for you. Once you start taking a look at yourself, it's going to be a PowerPoint for you and it allows you to get to the other side. So right now it's painful. Okay.
Yes.
And I understand that. And I hear you and you're not making that shit up. So if anybody's like, stop complaining about your life, like at least that and the other thing, it's like, yeah, but if you were in my shoes, you would know exactly what I'm going through. So, your pain is legit. Your emotional pain is legit and you're not making it up and it is real for you. But I want to tell you there's another side. And it's just, this is the time right now for you to just collect yourself so that you can get to the other side. Right, Shirley?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you so much, Terrie.
You're welcome. So I'll go ahead and I'll email you a link to this so that you can go ahead and watch this again as many times as you need to. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was
Shirley.
so wonderful seeing you again.
Yes, it was nice seeing you too, Shirley. I wish you all the best. Okay.
Thank you so much. You too.
Have a great night. Bye.
Thank you. You too.